Uh, My Country's Australia by Logan King. Australia is made up of 7 main parts. As you can see on the map, they are the northern, southwestern Queenslands, New South Wales, Victoria, and Tasmania. Australia is so large that its climate varies. The greater part of the continent is desert or semi-arid. Only the southeast and southwest corners have a temperate climate and moderately fertile soil. The northern part has a tropical climate varied between tropical rainforest, grasslands, and part desert. Physical features. The Eastern Highlands of Australia is the highest point of Australia. It is a series of hills, mountains, and plateaus. It is known as the Great Dividing Range. It includes ranges such as the New England Plateau, the Australian Alps, the Snowy Mountains, the Blue Mountains, and the Grampian Mountains. The tallest mountain is found in the Eastern Highland, Mount Kosciuszko. This part of Australia also contains volcanic plugs or extinct volcanic mountains that have been eroded until only strong volcanic rock remains. The central lowlands of Australia are very dry because the rain is blocked by the Eastern Highlands. In the lowlands, you can find the Simpson Desert, which is famous for its large red sand dunes that run north to south. Also for its salt pans, which are intermittent, occasionally appearing lakes that only have water in them when it rains. When there is no rain, however, the salt pans dry up, leaving behind white salts. The largest salt pan in Australia is Lake Erie. When full of water, it is the largest lake in Australia. The Western Plateau of Australia is a low flat area that has been eroded over a period of millions of years. It consists of the Nullarbor Plain, which is found in the southern part of the Western Plateau. It is covered in limestone that used to be a sea floor. Today, many fossilized sea creatures can be found here. In addition, many underground caves filled with water have been formed, called sinkholes. The Western Plateau is also home to many deserts. Due to cold water currents off the coast of Western Australia, this region is very dry. Some of the deserts in this region include the Gibson, Tanami, Canning, Great Sandy, and Great Victoria deserts. It is not completely flat though. Monoliths or big standing rocks can be found throughout this area. Australia's major religion is Christianity, but it has several different religions: Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, and Judaism. The major industry in Australia is the forest industry. There are about 76,000 people working for the forest industry. Australia is largely dependent on its agricultural industries. It has always been a primary source of income for the people of Australia. Today, about 370,000 people are engaged in farming. The mining industry is one of the chief industries which have led to the growth of population in the Australian continent. Right from the time when gold was discovered in Australia, minerals and fuels are top of the list for exports. The values of minerals has risen 21%. The Australian manufacturing industry is well developed with all modern amenities being used for the manufacturing process. The major manufacturing units include machinery, equipment, metals, wood, and paper, and others. The Australian aviation industry is growing rapidly due to the country depending largely on its internal airports. The music of Australia has played a major role in the development of the nation. The people of Australia have a great love for music. The earliest music in Australia had its roots in early Celtic folk music. As the nation grew, many styles from around the world were represented in the music of Australia. Australian pop and rock had its origins around the 1950s and 60s. Classical music in Australia is based on traditional forms such as a sonata or symphony, and often follows strict stylistic and rhythmic rules which distinguishes it from simpler and more popular music. Jazz music of Australia is of course based on the Afro-American tradition. Australia has no official language, but these are the language most commonly used today. Australian English has a distinct accent and vocabulary. According to the 2011 census, 76.8% of people spoke only English at home. Other languages spoken at home included Mandarin, Italian, Arabic, Cantonese, and Greek. Australia has produced a number of Nobel Prize winners. They have made a lot of world-changing inventions, discovered smallpox and stomach ulcer treatments, and has led to many major social achievements. Australia has a federal government, but separation of powers is implied from the structure of constitution, which breaks down the branches of government into separate chapters. The Australian federal system is a unique mixture of the Westminster and U.S. systems of federal representative democracy with important elements of both present.